Tell me something. Have you ever been in a moment where your entire body froze, your heart raced, and you knew you were witnessing history? Now imagine this. Lights so bright they make the stars jealous. Tens of thousands of people filling Dodger Stadium. The smell of fresh grass, popcorn, and excitement floating in the air. And then he walks out. BTS's Taehyung, wearing the Dodgers jersey with number 95 across his back. What would you feel in that moment? Goosebumps, tears, a smile you can't control. Before we relive this magical night together, I want to invite you. Subscribe now, because this channel is where stories come alive. Stories that move your heart. Stories you'll carry with you long after the video ends. So, are you ready? Let's step inside Dodger Stadium together. The night that felt different. It wasn't an ordinary night in Los Angeles. The city was buzzing as it always does. Cars honking, neon lights flickering, people rushing to their plans. But inside Dodger Stadium, there was an energy that couldn't be explained. Fans walked through the gates, wearing baseball caps and jerseys, holding nachos and sodas. Yet, in the background, whispers floated around like sparks waiting to catch fire. "Did you hear?" one teenage girl asked her friend. "What?" They said Taehyung might be here. Her friend stopped walking, eyes wide. "No way. Don't play with me like that." The rumor spread seat to seat, row to row. By the time the sun started to set, painting the sky in shades of purple and gold, the whole stadium was alive with curiosity. Something was coming. Everyone could feel it. The jersey that spoke louder than words. And then it happened. The announcer's voice echoed, and the crowd leaned forward. From the shadows of the dugout, he appeared. Taehyung. His hair glowing under the stadium lights. His walk calm but confident, like a king who didn't need to announce his crown. But it wasn't just his presence that froze the world. It was the jersey, Dodgers blue. Across his back, 95. The number hit fans like a wave. A young army in the front row gasped so loud her mother turned to her. "Mom," she whispered, clutching her light stick. "That's his year. That's when Taehyung was born." For those who knew, it wasn't just a number. It was his story. It was 1995, Taehyung, a boy with wide eyes dreaming of music, not knowing he would one day stand here, on the other side of the world, carrying that year proudly on his back. The number wasn't decoration. It was a statement. "I remember where I came from, and I bring it with me, always." The silence before the voice. The microphone was handed to him. The crowd went silent. Even the wind seemed to pause. And then he sang. That voice. That deep, honey-smooth voice that doesn't just enter your ears but slips into your heart. Taehyung didn't just sing notes. He painted emotions. Every word felt like it was carved from truth. One couple, who had never heard BTS before, sat stunned. The husband, a Dodgers fan who came for baseball, leaned over to his wife. "Who is he?" he whispered. His wife, already tearing up, shook her head slowly. "I don't know, but I feel like I've known him forever." That's the magic of Taehyung. He doesn't just perform. He invites you into his soul. The fans who couldn't hold back. Across the stadium, phones lit up like stars as fans tried to capture the moment. But many lowered their devices, realizing no video could ever do this justice. One young boy, maybe 10 years old, tugged at his father's sleeve. "Dad," he said softly. "He's singing just for us." And the father, who moments ago was distracted, felt something shift inside him. He hugged his son tighter, eyes misty. He realized this wasn't just entertainment. This was connection. From army veterans who had followed BTS since debut, to people who had never heard a single BTS song, the reaction was the same. Emotion. Some screamed so loud their voices broke. Others cried silently, hands pressed over their hearts. And some simply smiled, knowing they would never forget this night. Why this moment mattered? Now you might ask, why was this such a big deal? It was just a performance, right? Well, This was Taehyung stepping onto one of America's biggest stages, not as a background act, not as a special guest, but as a star in his own right. That Dodgers jersey wasn't random. It was a symbol, a Korean artist wearing the pride of his own birth year, standing in a stadium that has seen American legends, but now witnessed something global. It wasn't just Los Angeles that night. It was Seoul, Paris, Buenos Aires, Manila. Entire continents were watching. The world shrank into one heartbeat, beating in time with Taehyung's voice. And for ARMY, it was personal. They had walked this journey with him. From small stages in Korea to sold-out arenas worldwide, to this unexpected baseball field moment. It was proof that dreams can cross oceans, climb mountains, and shine under any spotlight. Chapter. What fans didn't know at first was this. Taehyung almost didn't appear. Backstage, managers debated. The timing was tight. The risk was high. What if the crowd didn't respond? What if it clashed with the game? But Taehyung said something simple. If even one fan smiles tonight, it's worth it. That was his choice. That was his heart. And because of that choice, millions were moved. Because of that choice, history was written. The internet erupts. The second clips hit social media, the world exploded. Twitter, flooded. Hashtags like #Taehyung95, #DodgersWithV, and #Taehyung@Dodgers trended globally within minutes. Fans who weren't even in Los Angeles stayed up through the night, replaying grainy live streams, crying, laughing, screaming into their pillows. A fan in Brazil tweeted, "It's 3 a.m. here. But I swear my entire neighborhood knows Taehyung just performed at Dodger Stadium." Another fan in Paris wrote, "I've never been so proud of someone I've never met." Even news outlets picked it up. Journalists who once questioned K-pop's impact admitted the obvious. This was bigger than music. This was culture. The stillness after the song. And then the song ended. For a split-second silence. The kind of silence that feels alive, that presses against your chest. Then an eruption. Cheers, screams, applause so loud it shook the very walls of Dodger Stadium. Taehyung lowered the microphone, his lips curling into that small, humble smile, the one ARMY knows so well. The smile that says, "I'm thankful, I'm happy, this is for you." And in that smile, millions of fans saw the boy from Taegu and the global star combined into one. A message to you. Now I want you to pause for a moment. Imagine you were there, sitting in that seat, watching Taehyung in jersey 95. What would it have reminded you of? Maybe it would remind you that your dreams are not silly. That where you come from doesn't limit where you can go. That one day, you too can stand proudly in your own stadium, carrying your own number, your own story. Because Taehyung didn't just perform for himself. He performed for you. For everyone who ever doubted, everyone who ever felt small. That number 95. It was more than his birth year. It was a message. Carry your story with pride, 'cause it's yours. And it matters. The legacy that remains. Long after the lights dimmed, after the fans left, after the stadium grew quiet again, the legacy of that night remained. People replayed it endlessly. Parents told their kids about it. Fans saved their ticket stubs like treasure. And Taehyung's performance became one of those rare moments that would live forever. Not just in videos, not just in hashtags, but in hearts. Years from now, someone will ask, "Where were you the night Taehyung sang at Dodger Stadium in jersey 95? And those who remember will smile. Because they'll know they witnessed more than a performance. They witnessed history. And so, my friend, let me leave you with this. You don't have to be in Dodger Stadium to create a moment like that. Every day, with your choices, with your courage, you are writing your own history. Taehyung showed us that no dream is too big, no stage too far, no number too small to carry proudly. So wear your number, wear your story, and when the world looks at you, smile, because your stage is waiting. If this story moved you, if it made your heart beat faster, then subscribe right now. Together, let's keep reliving the moments that remind us of the beauty of being human. Because the world is waiting, not just for Taehyung's performance, but for yours.